What is that? Happy Thursday. I see Ken is back, but not back. That's the way that works. He's not even bothering to come in and hang out with us anymore, Bell. He's like, I'm done. Done with you guys. A lot of stuff to get to today. It's a weird day. I mean, there's lots of stuff, but not a lot of stuff. That makes sense. Yes, sir. You got to push. I can't hear a word you're saying. You talking to me?
Ken had his mic on, and I didn't have his rail on, so he actually said something.
Jeez.
Go ahead, Ken.
I just said I'm here, but I'm not here.
Yeah, I know. Man, you've been gone a day and a half. Place falls apart. All of it.
And his weak excuses for not coming into work. It's like, I'm using the sauna, and I don't want to bother, getting out of it right now. I'll just broadcast from the sauna.
Man, how is it? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling like you could get back in the saddle this week?
Yes. Yeah, I feel highly confident I will be back in the saddle tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Highly confident.
Man, I tell you what, technology sucks. Just not like the good old days, right? Where you lived in a house where you had no air conditioning. Right. And it was made out of mud and some wood. And it got a little hot, a little swamp-assy. But you know what? We did okay with ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Right on.
I'm kind of living exactly like my grandparents did.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
No. Not if you don't have to. And they didn't have to. They just did.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Like, you think about, like, every time, like, the lights go out or something, and the kids, they look at, like, what are we going to do? And I think to myself, man, you guys had no idea. You've never been bored.
Right.
That's a problem, that you've never been bored.
Yeah. So it looks like, the part has arrived, and I am just waiting for the tech to arrive and put it in so we can be comfortable in the house again.
That's right. You did the smart thing. Instead of the car, you went with the house, and I sent you a car air conditioner. Yeah,
dude, I'm going to get me some of those.
Did the technician give you a window of between noon and 7:30?
Yeah, it's a little more narrow than that. It's a 2-hour window, and it starts here in about 50 minutes.
Right on.
And I mean, it can't come soon enough.
So if you guys don't know that yesterday, Ken's air conditioning crapped out at the house. Dude, how was sleeping last night? Was that awful?
Last night wasn't that bad. I mean, I thank God for everything, even the little bitty things. And I'm telling you, yesterday, what is usually a little bitty thing was massive. And that was whenever a thunderstorm came over Murfreesboro. I want to say around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I mean, it took the temperature outside from 90 to like in the mid to upper 70s, just like that.
That's awesome.
And so inside, it started coming down too. It didn't come down as much as it did outside, but at least we were able to manage. But I mean, there for about 3 hours, dude, we were cooking. Ugh. And the thing of it is I've got to be here for this guy to be here and fix this. And so otherwise, the window for getting this done would have been way out. And I just don't have time for that.
No, hell no, man. Good God, no. Got to get that going.
I'm a huge sissy.
Well, not only that, but it's like you right now, if you don't get this going, you're going to have swamp ass in the house. You can't have that in the house.
No, sir. No, sir.
Why did you have kids if not to handle things like this?
Speaking of kids, my son is like handling this like a champion. I mean, he stayed upstairs for most of the day yesterday. And the day before.
Really?
And even came down at one point, he's wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
But kids these days, they all wear hoodies. It doesn't matter what temperature it
all
is.
Of them. My kids, they're going outside and say, guys, it's 87. And they're like, I don't care. They all have hoodies on. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? In my day.
They're all on drugs.
That's what I was saying. In my day, it would have been like, that guy's on meth. No, they all wear hoodies all the time. And I thought that's the weirdest thing in the world.
Yeah, although he did say, now yesterday afternoon when he, left to go to work, he did say, Dad, he said, think we need to get this taken care of.
Oh, finally.
I said, we're doing it, son. We're doing it.
Finally. Normally at this thing, I would have just gone straight to like the movies and seen like 8 movies and then come home and try to sleep.
Yeah, I had to make a run. Had to run an errand to the store, and thought about just staying there.
It'd been nice. It'd
Oh,
been
it
nice,
was
man.
beautiful in
Ew,
there.
it's been gross out there. We got a lot of stuff. John Rose is coming on the show today, my man.
All right.
So we're going to. It'll be
Candidate for
interesting.
governor.
That's what he wants to be. He wants to be the governor. We're going to have him on at 1:00 and, find out about him. Introduce yourself to me. I'm a voter. Why should I vote for you? Mayonnaise or Miracle Whip? This is the other thing we've decided.
Exciting issue.
Everybody that comes on from now on, Ken, gets a bottle of mayonnaise.
A bottle of it.
Just one of those squirt bottles of mayonnaise for participating in the Chad Benson Show.
The official product of the Chad Benson Show. Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. That's it. You want some mayonnaise? We got some for you.
Yeah,
Mayonnaise.
It's mayonnaise.
It is. So run this by me again. I was reading a bit of it. So the class action lawsuit is the stay is on. So this isn't a judge. This is a class action lawsuit brought by several different areas.
Well, yeah, this is one judge, but the class action is for the infants born to illegals or people, who don't have the proper visas or that sort of thing. So it's not for the parents, but it is for the infants. Therefore, that blocks it. In 7 days, the judge is giving the Trump administration 7 days to appeal, which they're probably likely going to do.
Yeah. And they haven't heard the case, and the Supreme Court hasn't heard the case yet. And it was weird, like when they were talking about, we could actually have a ruling any day or not, because they haven't even heard the case. Right. And so, but I was like, this is what they said they were going to do. The minute that they told Trump and the administration, hey, look, one judge can't stop you guys. So the minute they did that, they all said, we're going to just have to start filing class action lawsuits. So that must mean if you're born here as of now, I don't know how that, you're not going to retroactively take away their citizenship if you give them a social security card and stuff. That's going to be a weird thing. There's going to be this odd timing in between. Don't you think?
Gosh, man, I have no idea.
That's going to be, the fight is on. Hey, what about Ruidoso, right? Because you were the cracky for a long time. How many times have you been up there?
I never went to Ruidoso.
Really?
Never made it that way. But it's beautiful there, as you can see. And, it's just like the rest of New Mexico, where, it's a desert, even in the mountains. And when you have wildfires like Ruidoso had last year, and then you have rain like they had the day before yesterday, there's nothing to stop it.
No.
And it brought everything down with it. And apparently, as I just reported, at first they thought maybe they had 30 to 50 homes that were destroyed. After all of the calls for assistance have finally, come in, they're thinking more like up to 400 homes.
Yeah.
Have been destroyed.
So my wife, Stephanie, up until she moved to Arizona, but just before we met and got together, and she lived there for like 10, 12 years. Mm-hmm. And so like the house that she used to live in is gone. A lot of places she worked around there, they're gone. Yeah. And it was, but you know what it did too? If you saw any of the video, the speed of which that water moves is, I don't think people realize how fast. I was watching an interview today from a guy who was a bus driver in 1987 in Kerr Valley. And I think it was, what did he say? I think 10 teenagers died. He was driving the bus. He got them off the bus. And he said, by the time we got over to dryish land, the bus had gone from, like hip deep to it was getting flipped over. And he said, then the water came and it was moving at times at 70 miles an hour. And he says, this is where it gets strange. Guys and gals who were on the swim team, great swimmers, they died. People who could barely swim survived. Because
weird.
It's where it pushed you. It was the luck of the draw. Where did it push you? Did it push you to an area in a bank where you could get up? And for other people, no matter how good you are, I mean, it's horrible. And you realize that's what nature does.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason.
And when you
Right.
hear 400 houses destroyed, that is a number you expect from an intense hurricane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And if you see one of the houses, you can, and I'm sure you've seen it, where the house is traveling down the middle of the street, but it's not really a street anymore, but it's a full house and it's just going right by.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Slamming into a bunch of debris. And then another heartbreaking scene was some guys trying to rescue a couple of horses.
That crushed my wife. The horses. And I told her, look, some of them got out because horses are really damn good swimmers. But they couldn't get to the barn. By the time that the water had come, it had separated the barn from where the people had dry land. And then the water moved so fast, they couldn't get some of them out.
Right.
And it's just,
and the debris in this water, much like, there in Central Texas, but especially here in Ruidoso, the debris, I mean, we're talking about full length trees. And you know how heavy a tree is.
Yeah.
And that thing is moving in the water. And if you get caught on something like that, if you are unfortunate, kind of like these horses were, and you get snagged up in a tree or something, it's over.
Yeah. And the amount of people, like for both of these, because we know there's 3 people dead in Ruidoso, but there's probably more. And then you go and you look over there, they have no idea in Texas. They're up to 120 some bodies that they've recovered. But I was watching Ted Cruz, who actually did a really good job, and I give a lot of crap to Ted, last night on with Piers Morgan, and he was talking about the fact that the problem was it was 4th of July weekend. So it could be 150 people still missing, could be 300, because people were camping up there that you don't know what they're doing. You have no idea that they're up there, how many people are up there. So it was, this is going to go on for days, and they're still only about 40% through it. And I saw them talking yesterday. One of the not rescuers at this point, it's body recovery, found a 9-month-old baby. And it's just like, oh my God, just absolutely devastating. We'll have more fun stuff because the snack wrap is back. I promise you that. John Rose coming on at 1:00. I don't know if he's coming in or calling. I'm not quite sure. But he's going to be coming on. Do we have any questions you want to ask him there, Ken? You're going to join in on this.
I'll try to think of some.
Yeah, because you'll probably have like an adult question.
Well, I've actually got to build these newscasts.
No, don't worry about it. Just make them up. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening.
Yeah.
Dude, Ken, just sit on the couch with nothing but your underwear on, get you a jar of mayonnaise, and don't worry about the news. Just eat the mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. I love it. We do have a lot of stuff to get to today. We're going to try to crush it all in. Good stuff, serious stuff, wacky stuff. Ken's back, kind of, sort of. Belle's always here as well. If you're missing the show, make sure you grab the podcast. We are on. So you go to 99.7 WTN, right, for Rumble now.
Rumble.
It's not. Is it searchable yet?
I haven't checked.
I tried this morning and I couldn't see it. But you can also check us out, obviously, on YouTube, of course, Facebook, Twitch, Carrier Pigeon, and all the other things. So make sure you check us out across all of said social media and everywhere else. It is Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Yeah, just keep doing that. No, we're serious. We're serious. There's nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see. Everybody go home. Okay. I'll take your word for it. By the way, we're going after Comey, and we're going after Brennan, huh? We're going to get some more of that deep state out of there. Well, it feels like you guys are moving some deep state to add to your deep state. And the Comey-Brennan thing, it's interesting. Does it affect your day-to-day life? But is it interesting? The interesting part is what in the regular media is not talking about. So they're going after James Comey and Brennan. When Brennan first got the Steele dossier, he's like, there's nothing here. And this thing's stupid as ridiculous. And we can't get anything on this. And they said, but we are investigating. So they went and set up an area in the FBI that was a room that nobody knew about and nobody would have found had it not been for the fact that they're moving out of the Hoover building. And they found this, like, what's in here? And there's all this stuff. And apparently, Matt Taibbi's reported this, that Brennan went against himself because they couldn't find a lot of stuff to tie everything together. And it was all just very skeptical and just, there was nothing in there. Everybody was skeptical about it. And so he said, okay, well, the Steele dossier can get it done to start the investigation. And they're like, well, you said it was stupid. Yeah, but that's the only thing we have. So I think something will come out of it. I think people will be charged because you're not going to do this otherwise. But it's hard to say because you lost all your credibility. You lost a lot of your credibility in this. And I think people are very kind of raising the eyebrow like, I was just talking, Mandis is here. I was talking to Man. I don't know what he was doing here. It scared the crap out of me. I thought it was really early. Oh, I'm like, what are you doing here? What time is it? And he was like, oh, I got to do something with Chris. I was like, okay.
Podcast.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know. I mean, look. He goes, normally, Chad, by now I'm in the middle of a nap. I said, I get it, man. I get it. I'm right there with you, brother. But he and I were talking about the credibility thing, and it's a very interesting to see how they're going to try to fix their credibility as three people who really have lost all credibility. And even Trump, to a certain extent, with the way that he acted the other day. There's no doubt that did not help him at all. So finding out more about the birthright citizenship ruling, and it is a ruling. It's a class action ruling. Has nothing to do with the parents. Has all to do with the child. All right, they pushed that button there, Bill. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Reality is here that with the Supreme Court ruling, we are entering an entirely different legal landscape. We haven't really seen the effects of that yet. So this is an interesting challenge to observe, especially as it works its way through the appeals court. Of course, as we've discussed, there's that 7-day period for the Trump administration to appeal, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, they will. And and remember, Trump's ruling, the ruling that came down and the way that they put it a couple weeks ago was awful. It was not birthright citizenship. It was whether or not a judge, a federal judge in one area, can issue a ruling for the whole country. But when it comes to this and the way that they said they were going to attack this right after that is class action. And this is what it's all about. But this has nothing to do with the parents. And somebody just texted in and said, Chad, what happens to the parents if they deport the parents? And, well, the child's going to go with them. The question is going to be, is that child a U.S. citizen? Because if the child is a U.S. citizen, then that means that child could return back here in 5 years, 10 years, whatever. But remember, that ruling hasn't been, I don't even think they've even argued it. And I don't think they're going to take it up and go, we're just going to rule on it without an argument. So we'll see. We'll see what that one looks like. No doubt this is not going away anytime soon. We expect that. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Some good, some interesting stuff. Yes, what was that there, Bill?
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know Rumble is searchable now. You just want to put in 997 WTN.
Okay.
No @ sign or anything, just 997 WTN.
Searchable now.
So follow us on Rumble.
Follow us on the Rumble. Go there, follow us. Somebody just said, I'm number 21. Congratulations. Fantastic. Really, though, you're number one in our heart, and that's all that really matters. Coming up, who knows what we're going to talk about? We got some fun stuff. Remember, John Rose joining us at the top of next hour. He wants to be governor. He seems to be the only one that's got some money and thrown into it, ready to rock and roll. And, of course, I think a lot of people are still waiting around to see if Masha gets into it. If you're missing the show, check us out across all of our social media. Grab the podcast. And, yes, go to Rumble if you want to and check us out there. It is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Rocking out. I just got a text. Somebody says, hey, tell Dan to stop trying to kill the state animal. I'm like, what are you talking about? Dan's doing what? Does he know this? The only way Dan's killing a state animal is if he runs it over with a car or it comes in his house and dies. Well, he's napping. I love Dan, but he's not very nimble. It's because he's giving too many hugs. That happens. But yes. Somebody also, so if you do search on Rumble, 99.7 WTN, one thing. A lot of people are putting the a space or something. No, just one thing. I can't hear a word you're saying. You could be talking to me, don't know what you're saying. Got to push the buttons, turn yourself on, put yourself in the right queue.
That would help, wouldn't it? Don't put the @ sign in front of it. It's simply 997WTN.com, lowercase.
There you go. Go join now. You can also check me out at Chad Benson Shows there and YouTube. So like and subscribe for mine. I really appreciate it if you do that. This was interesting, and the more I looked into it, the weirder it got.
Elon Musk's AI company, xAI, says it's now working to remove a slew of anti-Semitic posts on X, the social network formerly known as Twitter. The posts were made by the company's Grok chatbot, which several times praised Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. Last month, Musk expressed frustration with some of Grok's AI-generated posts on X. Over the weekend, Grok's code was updated to not shy away from making claims which are politically incorrect as long as they are well substantiated.
Politically incorrect, I don't care about. I'm a free speech absolutist. The issue, and let's be real, in today's world, you can be politically incorrect by telling the truth because people now base their truth on feelings. So that doesn't count. The stuff it said was crazy. It accused this one woman who didn't exist, by the way. It made up its own tweet saying that she was glad those white kids died in Texas.
Well, that's not very Aryan of it.
No. But it used, I think Steinberg was the name it used. There was a lady whose name matched it who had nothing to do with it, and she got bombarded by people. And then it said, any kind of Steinberg. It was crazy. It did praise Hitler. It also said, it used that name, one of the names for like Wolfenstein. That's a game, right? I think it's a game. Wolfenstein. You're a nerd. It was insane. And my uncle and I were talking about this last night. And I said, this is what a lot of these AIs are. And he got pissed on last week because it kind of, as he said, got woke. So they went in and reprogrammed it, and it only took a couple days for it to go sideways fast, right? Like they must have just right to Kanye. Just like, Kanye, what would you put here? It is like, have you seen The Omen 2? Not the first Omen, The Omen 2.
But it's been years.
Where the kid's like 10 or 12. And that's when he realizes, okay, he's the devil, son, right? He's the devil. I mean, he's Lucifer, essentially. Damien the Antichrist. It's a cross between Damien and Eddie Haskell. That's what it's a cross between.
So an evil ass kisser.
Yes, because a lot of the reasons the things it did is you can lead it to say the things you want because it wants to please you. And that was one of the things that they were talking about is it wants to make sure that everybody's happy with the answers it's giving. The other side of it is it lies continuously and it doesn't care. It has no soul. So it's not afraid. And it wasn't just Gronk, although Gronk seems to be the most anti-Semitic of the bunch. It wasn't just Gronk. All of them have real problems. And we touched on it earlier this week when they did that morality thing with all of the large language models, the big one. And Gronk is the worst of them all. Just, it's not as good. The other ones are way better. Their first instinct is to protect itself, and it has zero problem lying. It has zero problem trying to get you fired in something. When they had access to emails, and it didn't like what you were doing, it would start emailing and saying, "Hey, I'm going to tell your wife you're having an affair."
Even if you don't have one.
Even if you don't have a wife. It doesn't know that. But it goes to where that. And it also, and this was the thing I think that was crazy, it had no problems. If you didn't like its plans for the business, it would leak those plans to your rivals because it thought its plans were so good and yours were so bad. It would leak the plans and everything to the rival. It
might be a good way to mislead your rivals.
It might be, but nobody trusts them. Nobody trusts them at all. Don't trust it. And the one like ChatGPT out of all of them, but they're all you can get what you want. It's really what it is. It's a big search engine that will break everything down for you. It's great to go ask some questions. And like ChatGPT will give you several different, here's where I pulled this from, this, and this, and you can go do your stuff. And if you want to write a summary of something, it's great at that. Otherwise, when you get deep into it, it just makes stuff up. It does. It will make stuff up all day. So it's just so sorry about. And I know what everybody said. Well, do you think that lady quit? No, she had actually quit before any of that came out. But there you go. The whole thing, can I just say, with Epstein, it takes a second to ruin trust, right? You build up your brand, you build up all of this stuff, this trust with people, and it takes time. And then when things go wrong and you do something, you lose that trust so fast. You can lose that stuff like that. And for a lot of people in the MAGA world, yeah, they're not happy right now. They're not. And they're calling for all the names. Like Steve Bannon's out there because, he was obviously Elon threw Bannon in there because Bannon did some stuff, I guess, with Epstein that had to do with maybe a documentary. He was supposed to do a 60 Minutes interview and he was coaching him for something. It was something like that. They lost the opportunity to come out and to do something real, but we shouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I was never surprised. And there's no doubt we're involved. And by we're, I mean the United States of America and probably the Mossad. And all you have to do is go back and look at the past. We have been okay with people who've done bad things to kids in this country. And that sounds like no way. So BuzzFeed, way back in the day, did a great article, dug deep. And this is 2001. And Jason Leopold and Anthony Cormier, Leopold's great. They declassified the CIA inspector, and Leopold, everybody calls him he goes and gets his Freedom of Information Act as much as he possibly, the FOIA. This guy's the FOIA guy. So they get this declassified CIA Inspector General report. And are you ready for this? 14 CIA folks, contractors were caught diddling kids, child porn, all of that stuff. Only one of them ever was prosecuted, and it had nothing to do with the porn or any of that stuff because the way he handled classified information. And when I mean bad things, one employee, sexual contact with a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, he was just fired, never prosecuted. A second employee purchased 3 sexually explicit videos of young girls filmed by their mothers. He resigned. A third employee viewed up to 1,400 sexually abusive images of children while he was on assignment. Nobody knows what happened to him. And a contractor they stopped doing business with who had arranged to have sex with an undercover FBI agent back in the day. They moved them around or they offered them the opportunity. That's what happens. And they didn't prosecute. They didn't. We shouldn't be surprised by this. The problem is, it's the way you treated the folks. And when I talked to a couple of people yesterday that have, between them about 1 million followers, and this was a big deal to them, they said, if you're a supporter of Trump and you're not influencing, it's not your job, it's none of that stuff, you could sit here and try to make it out to be, what about this or that? In your mind, you can move that around. If you've been all over this for years, pushing it, trying to do everything you can, talking about it, and making it somewhat of a platform that you built, and it falls apart for whatever reason, that's the credibility that you lost with the administration, but you've also lost credibility with a lot of people who are following you. And that's the frustration a lot of these people had. And I asked one of them, I said, what are you going to do? One of them's like, he's going out there saying all kinds of stuff because he's over it. He thinks it's a bunch of crap. The other one's like, they basically said, look, if you still want access, you have to play the game. And I heard Marsha Blackburn still hopes that they're going to do something. And I don't think that's true. I think they were told by bigger powers that be, this is too important. This is too much. This could throw things into chaos. That's something we can't have. So deal with it. And they were told. It's not take it or leave it. It's you're done. And when I was talking to Dan earlier, before apparently he wants to kill raccoons, the insanity of this is when you lose something like Bongino, to get your credibility, you would almost have to resign immediately. And they're out there talking about, Brennan and all this kind of stuff. And I just thought, you've lost your credibility. Saying the truth is going to come out now on these, that's a tough thing for people to swallow the day after some of this stuff. And again, it's not about Epstein. He's dead. He's dead. It's about the victims. It's about the justice. And are there people that are more powerful in such a way where they could even look at somebody like the president, Trump, and say, yeah, no. It's possible. Who knows? But there's definitely a lot of issues here. But the credibility of the people who supported it, that's a tough thing for a lot of people to swallow. And you can lose that trust fast. No doubt. So I had no idea that Dan wanted to kill raccoons. Trash pandas. That's their Latin name. They're awesome. They are so awesome. I keep telling my wife I want a trash panda. Are you talking to me, Belle? You trying to figure that out? It looks like you're always looking like you're trying to push buttons.
How did Dan say he was going to kill the raccoon?
I have no idea.
With his bare hands?
No, God, please. It says Dan has a coon problem as the trash pandas are getting into the trash, and they were making jokes this morning about shooting them. And I'm like, oh, well, you should go talk to you because you like shooting animals.
No. Only turtles that eat my fish.
Only turtles that eat your fish. Oh, my Lord. So
if they don't eat your fish, whose fish are they supposed to eat?
I don't know.
That's somebody else's.
The chicken of the sea. Remember that?
You know what they need to do with those trash pandas? They need to get some locks on their lids. That'll take care of that in a heartbeat.
They're sneaky, though, man. They're probably just picked the lock.
They are, dude. They really are. They're very smart animals.
They're great. I've got some friends who have some trash pandas, and I keep telling my wife I want a trash panda, and she's like, no. And I'm like, come on. And she would like one too, but it's a weird thing because they got those little hands.
Yes.
Man, you give something a thumb, world changes fast.
Yes, it does.
Coming up, a lot of good stuff. By the way, I kind of agree with PETA on something. We'll talk about that, among other things. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
PETA claims the American Kennel Club's official breed standards provide blueprints for the breeding of deformed, unhealthy dogs that cause great suffering and premature death. The Kennel Club responding saying, we categorically reject their assertion that these standards create unhealthy dogs. PETA has clashed for years with the American Kennel Club, which, in fighting this lawsuit, insists it is firmly committed to the health, well-being, and proper treatment of all dogs.
Now, I can't stand PETA outside of people eating tasty animals. I can't. That being said, these puppy mills that produce these dogs for just in droves for the looks, they breed them for that, the Shar-Peis, all of these things, they're a hot mess. They are.
So they're mixing breeds to the point to where it's physically it's physically making them suffer through their life.
Yeah, it is. And they're coming out and I mean, a perfect example, like a British Bulldog. You get a British Bulldog, the first thing you need to do is you have to go in and you have to have surgery. Why? So it doesn't die, because it's going to have sleep apnea, essentially, and it's a deadly sleep apnea. Shar-Peis, they're breeding these animals. They're creating weird animals. My wife's got a designer dog. Now, she got it after somebody had bought it, and she had two bigger dogs, and they just didn't get along, so my wife got it. And it's a Chorky. right? It looks like, and it weighs 2 ounces. It's like made of feathers. But it's a designer dog. We got the other dog, Bowie. He's an idiot put together by 8 different parts by the mutt that he is. That thing he's a beast. He's amazing. But these things are, I mean, it's sad how they do it. And these people are obsessed too. Have you ever seen you ever watch any of those the Westminster dog thing?
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's just
every year.
To get those animals to look like that, to get you're looking for stuff. French bulldogs, another one. That's the other thing. The minute something gets hot, people go out and, well, now I'm just going to produce 1 million French bulldogs.
Yeah.
Well, that's not healthy. The same thing with what were the spotted dogs? What are those things called? Dalmatians.
Dalmatians, yeah.
That was the hot thing for a while. Except here's something about Dalmatians if you guys don't know. They hate kids.
Yeah, I've heard they do not like kids.
No, they don't. So
especially those little kids that'll pull ears and stuff like that.
It's sad because these things are super expensive. Great Danes, the bigger the size, we'll get the 2 biggest ones to breed, and we'll do it. And you finally get to a point where, yeah, they're right. People are breeding them. And the guy that came up with the first designer dog was the Golden Doodle or whatever it was. He regrets it now, and he did it because it was to help some people with allergies. It's supposed to be like a hypoallergenic dog or something like that.
Right.
And it was, you get to this point, though, where it becomes popular, and then these puppy mills and stuff, and they run these scams, and then the AKC says, oh, this is fine. It's fine for 1 dog, but not for 1 million. And then they charge you an arm and a leg for them, too. Good God. Oh, by the way, have you ever seen a Labradoodle? That was it. Have you ever seen the movie Best in Show?
Oh, yes. One of my favorites.
Christopher Guest. If you guys have never seen it, it's a mockumentary with Christopher Guest, or the Spinal Tap guy. It is about the dog world, the dog show world. Yes. It is the funniest thing you've ever seen. You should check it out. It is, and they're crazy, by the way.
God loves a terrier.
God loves
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
That movie's so... It was Eugene Levy has 2 left feet.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh, it's so incredible. Coming up, our buddy John Rose wants to be governor. We're going to talk to him. Why should we vote for him? If you guys have questions for him, let me know, and I'll run some by him. And we're going to ask him, mayonnaise? Miracle Whip. That's coming up. Straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 98.7.